Hello students, let's continue at chapter 8, Post-Independence India. Yes students, this is we have been studying about the challenges that India had before after getting freedom. And so we saw one was about framing of the constitution and second was to make India intact as one nation. And so therefore we saw how Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel has been playing a strong, unique role in making one India. Yes, students, today we are going to study the third part, and that is about regionalism. Now, what is regionalism? And why are we going to study about regionalism? So, please pay attention. Regionalism. India has unity in diversity, in which people following diverse regions, speaking different languages, belonging to different castes, races and cultures have been living since centuries in this country. No other country in the world has such diversity as India has. Cultural progress is not associated with particular caste or creed, but it's a unified effort of people living in India. So students, what regionalism, when we are talking, the other day in the last lecture, we studied about how India was divided, but later on how they came together. Just like Maharashtra and Gujarat was made one region, and we saw by 1960 it was again separated. People speak different languages. Okay, that was on the base of region. But okay, students, region-wise and religion. Okay, so India has unity in diversity in which people following diverse religions. Okay, Hindu, Muslim, Christians, Sikh, Parsi, all together. Speaking different languages, Marathi, Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Malayali, okay, Punjabi, Uriya, different languages. Belonging to different castes, races and culture have been living since centuries in this India, in this country. So students, no matter what caste we are, what creed we are, what our culture is, but in spite of all the differences, we are staying together, and that is something unique about India. No other country in the world has such diversity as we have. We know by now, no other country has, and cultural progress is not associated with the particular caste or creed, but it's a unified effort of people living in India. So it does not, the credit does not go only to one culture or any two, but it is unified efforts. It's all together. See students, the other day I told you to have look at the map. You can see over here. So you can see what our regional barriers would be also. You see Punjab, Himachal Pradesh over there, Uttarakhand, Dehradun, Delhi. They are close by. They share their boundaries, the regional boundaries. Okay, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. Over here, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, sharing the boundaries. Okay, Karnataka and all, Goa. See, this is regional boundaries. We share the boundaries together. And so students, it is whether region wise or religion wise. So now what is next? People living together. One of the main reasons for creating the feeling of regionalism are certain greedy politicians, various communal groups who exploit the feelings of people and lure them for motives. So students, actually people did not have earlier this all regionalism and all. But what happens? Some greedy politicians, those who want the power in their hand and all, they lure the people, they show the false promises and all, they try to attract the people to, by giving them these wrong motives, they exploit their feelings and they make the people to fight against the other people. The people who create and instigate regionalism are harmful elements for the national unity and integrity. So do you think students, those who are for the regional barriers, those who fight for this type of things, are they creating unity, harmony? No students, they are harmful elements for the national unity and integrity. They do not help the nation to come together. And which nation we are talking about? We are talking about our country, we are talking about India. The aspiration for personal development is good thought, but the one who poses danger to the society at large never aspires for overall development of a country. So students, what that aspiration for personal development is good, It is nice that you want to aspire something in your life, but the one who poses danger to the society at large is never aspire for all overall development of a country. If you are thinking because of this you are going to get something, but in that way if you are creating danger or bringing harm to the society, to the nation, then it is not good. Activities harming one's own state and country should not be done. So something that is, now we're talking about regionalism. We are talking about fight and something that is going to spoil, take away our joy and unity should not be encouraged. Instead, working towards one's own country is necessary. After achieving independence, country should come first instead of state. And so students, if you are thinking about this all, that is my state should improve and my state should have this and I am going to fight for my state, I want to make my state as a separate country, that cannot be done, student. After getting the independence, we should think about the country and not about oneself or society or only of the state. Okay, yeah, you think of the state and society or not, but not by harming the country. You should not take away the harmony and peace of the country. It becomes very obvious for people speaking common language, sharing common culture, and living in certain specific geographical region for a long time to develop emotional bondage for one another. So what happens, students? The people who share the same boundary, that people speak common language. Suppose here we are talking in Gujarati or in Marathi or in Hindi, sharing the common culture, our culture is same, let's take and give, and living in certain specific geographical region, that is Maharashtra sharing its boundary with Gujarat, Gujarat with Madhya Pradesh, and so on, Rajasthan and all. So students, we have certain things because of our geographical region and all, same together, they are same like the culture and all, and so therefore we have that emotional bondage with one another. Language, caste and religion are three main important factors for creating regionalism. So suppose if you are going to say, no, we speak only Gujarati and we don't want Rajasthani to come here, and Rajasthani also should speak in Gujarati, and MP walas also should speak, Maharashtrians speak Gujarati, or Maharashtrians say that no, the people of Madhya Pradesh and people of Gujarat should speak in Marathi. Then students, because of the boundaries, because of the region, we are creating unnecessary fight. That should not happen. Then the second factor is language. Language stimulates regionalism. North India, Hindi speakers, while South India, non-Hindi speaker demand new regions according to language. So students, according to the language, you should not be asking for the region. For example, most of the people, if they are speaking in Hindi, and towards the south, if they are not speaking in Hindi, there shouldn't be fight that Hindi speaking people should have one region and non-Hindi speaking people should have another region. That is not good for the unity of our country. The States Reorganization Commission already implemented the recommendation of division of regions as per the linguistic barriers. So what? The State Reorganization Commission already implemented the recommendation of division of regions as per the linguistic barriers. So what? Okay, you speak the languages. So Marathi speaking in Maharashtra, Gujarati speaking in Gujarat mostly, but you will see in Maharashtra people who speak in Hindi, in Gujarati, in also in English, Punjabi, all are welcome. Okay, but that should not create the problem. Then the caste and the religion. Now what happens? People belonging to different religions live in India. People of different religion, they live in India. We have studied that is a diversity, which is diversity in unity. Okay, that superiority of one particular religion exists in certain regions. Superiority, okay, my religion is the best, that exists in certain regions, that exist in certain regions. For example, For example, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh have different customs, traditions, lifestyle, and profession. So see, for example, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh have different customs, traditions, and lifestyle and profession. Though we say that they are the seven sisters, there also it changes. Then Bodo people in Assam have been demanding a different region. Therefore, stormy moments are taking place. What happens? The people in Assam, that is Bodo people, they have been demanding for the different region, and therefore there has been fight. Now, ULFA, ULFA, that is terrorism is active in Assam. Some terrorist activities have been taking place. Punjab and Haryana separated because of the regionalism. We know that students, we have been seeing yesterday also in the yesterday's part, when in the previous part, I explained to you like how many states are there, how many union territories, and we saw that how there has been a fight between Telangana and have been separated Telangana, Chhattisgarh we saw. So over here we will see now, in the same way that Jharkhand separated from Bihar because of the fight and the regionalism, okay, Chhattisgarh from Madhya Pradesh and Uttaranchal from Uttar Pradesh, these three states, therefore there has been increase in the states. Currently, the demand of a separate Vidarbha nation, Vidarbha region from Maharashtra has been going on. So the people of Vidarbha in Maharashtra region have been fighting for the separate region. That fight has been going on. It is not in the interest of the nation, as unity of country should be more important than demand of one particular region. So as the unity of the country is more important than the particular region, the Constitution of India declares India as a sovereign, socialistic, secularistic, democratic and republic country. So students, what our country we have seen in chapter 8 when we were studying about our constitution. So what is our constitution? Declares India as a sovereign, socialistic, secularistic, democratic and republic country. Here we have the freedom, and during the time of regional reorganization of state, regional demand should not be the priority, but the unity of the country should be the main aim. So students, what the priority shouldn't be we should have different state, no, but our demand, our priority should be our country and how we can fight for the harmony of our country. Okay, now let's see about the regional inequality. What is that regional inequality? The foreign rulers did not undertake development activities in places where they would not get any economic profit. The foreign rulers, they did not undertake the development. They knew that in certain places where they could develop, for example in Maharashtra and all, Maharashtra, Goa we saw, they knew that they could get the Pondicherry and all. When we just saw also how the French and the Portuguese, Britishers was living, and there they tried to develop the areas. Otherwise, if they know that they were not getting economic profit, then they did not take much interest in developing those regions. As a result, there was regional inequality in such places. So inequality was seen. After independence, the Planning Commission was formed for social and economic development of India. So after the independence in 1947, after 1947, the plan was taken was what? To bring out the equality and social and economic development of India. One of its main aim was the balanced development of different regions. Okay, the balanced development of different regions. In fact, due to regional pressure, certain political reasons, the tug of war to take development program to their own regions, the maxims for development, etc., and other factors played an important role in it. So students, what? In fact, due to the regional pressure, what happened? Certain political reasons, the tug of war, that is, there was a little bit of fight and all, to take development program to their own regions, the maximum for the development, etc., factors played an important role in it. So this type of thing started. Therefore, the regional inequality is seen in matters of equal development. Resources of development, grants given are factors for regional inequality. And so therefore, we see why the regional inequality is there. Due to these all factors, we see today the regional inequality. Then, students, what happens? Even within developed, moderately developed and less developed states, internal inequality exists considerably. So even there are been developed or moderately developed or the less developed states. Within the state also you get to see some type of inequality. For example, Maharashtra is in category of economically developed state. You know, Maharashtra comes in the state of developed state, but its regions like Vidarbha and Marathwada are backward. And therefore, you see that Vidarbha has been fighting. If you go to see Marathwada and Vidarbha, okay, they have a lot of land and all, but they still do not have proper facilities. Okay, and therefore they lag behind. Certain areas of Andhra Pradesh are well developed, while areas like Rayalaseema and Telangana are considerably backward. So what happened? Certain areas in Andhra Pradesh have been well developed, but the areas like Rayalaseema and Telangana are considerably backward. Some regions are ahead in agricultural development, while some regions in industrial development. There are many factors between the states which are quite visible for regionalism. There are some states who are at loggerheads for boundary issues, even though they are in India. So in India itself, because of the boundary issues, we know, I have told you to have a look at this map, and I just now also showed it to you. Suppose you are talking about Maharashtra. Maharashtra shares its boundary with, we saw that with Goa, with Karnataka, with Madhya Pradesh, with Gujarat. And so students may not be Maharashtra, but there has been other states have been having the fight. Some talk have been going on. Loggerheads with the boundary issues are still today going on in India, like between Maharashtra and Karnataka. Some fight has been going on. Punjab and Haryana, the boundary issue are still going on. Narrow-mindedness is seen in the regions to acquire personal motive related to the flow of water and minerals. So students, due to flow of water, now narrow-mindedness, because of the narrow-mindedness of the people, this type of things have been seen. And the flow of water and mineral, industrial, raw materials, agriculture sectors, this regional inequality and narrow-mindedness is tremendously harmful to the unity of the country. And so this narrow-mindedness, the fight little on the little issues have been the hindrance for the country. Means for preserving country's dignity, superior position should be planned rather than taking interest in the regional development. So country's dignity, superior position should be planned rather than taking interest in the regional development. So students, regional development also has to be seen. Now, we have still more. I am just showing it to you, the last part which is remaining. Only one more part, and that is about scientific and technological development. So students, we will finish with this, then you will finish the chapter. Now, what is the scientific and technological development? See over here, India has extraordinary achievements in the field of science and technology in the last half century. India has been developing extraordinary in the fields of science and technology. Looking at reasonably limited resources and less literacy rate, India's growth in the field of science and technology is comparison with the other developed countries is unique. When we talk about the other developed countries, the growth of India has been unique. It has been better. After independence, the distinguished national leaders and scientists like Dr. Homi Bhabha, Dr. Raja Ramana, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. C.V. Raman, and in the field of engineering, Sir M. Vishwarya, Sam Pitroda, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, India's former president, who is now no more, okay, and the creator of the successful metro railway project, creator E. Sridharan, are those engineers, scientists, and the technocrats who had contributed remarkably in the field of science and technology. So we are seeing about the people who have contributed uniquely, have given a lot in the field of science and technology. Their names like Dr. Homi Bhabha, Dr. Raja Ramana, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. C.V. Raman, and in the field of engineering, Sri Vishwarya, Sam Pitroda, Dr. A.P.J. Kalam, who was also the former president, okay, and in the metro project creator, E. Sridharan, who have remarkably given themselves in science and technology. Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Technology, Indian Space Research Organization, and Physical Research Laboratory are the glorious examples. Women of India too played a noticeable role, and below given are the list. Given is the list. Students, this question is important. In the exam, you are asked about 4 marks question about the science and technological development. You will have to mention about all these names. Also look here, their names, in what the names are and in which field. For example, Janki Amma in the field of flora and vegetation, Azima Chatterjee in chemistry, Dr. Indira Ahuja in medicine, Shakuntala Devi in mathematician and human computer, Kalpana Chawla in astronaut, and Sunita Williams also in astronaut. So you see, in the different fields they have been progressing. That is the contribution of the women. Women of India have contributed at large in other sectors too, which brought further progress to our country. Women of India have contributed very much and have brought progress to the country. At the time of our independence, we are dependent on other for food grains. Time of independence, we were dependent on the others for the food grains. In making us self-reliant in this area, today huge dams, lakes and canals have played a major role. So students, today we do not depend because of the huge dams, lakes and the canals who are playing a major role, important role in providing us a proper grains and all. We have been making use of modern agriculture technology to increase agricultural production for the country. So students, what we have been making use of modern agricultural technology. Our technology has been developed. We have been able to achieve green revolution. Agriculture institutions, laboratories and agriculture universities have been established to achieve growth in agricultural science. So students, what happened? We have been able to achieve green revolution. Agricultural institutions, laboratories and agriculture universities have been established to achieve growth and agricultural science in agricultural science. Now, the last paragraph, just pay attention. India has indeed made a significant headway in nuclear science and technology. In nuclear also, India has established research institutes and laboratories for peaceful purpose of its nuclear weapon, nuclear power. We will see now, nuclear scientists and engineers have constructed ultra-modern nuclear reactors and power stations. Make a bracket to the students. Nuclear scientists and engineers have constructed ultra-modern, underline that ultra-modern nuclear reactors and power stations by successfully conducting nuclear tests, where students, twice at Pokhran in Rajasthan, we have been successful in making nuclear bombs. So students, what happened? We have been successful in making nuclear bombs. So that is also in the field of science we have been progressing. Then India's achievement is a very short time in space research technology in spectacular. We have developed space shuttles. Underline that. Geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle, geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle GSLV, to launch satellites in outer space. We also have launched satellites in outer space. Satellites like Aryabhatta 1975, Bhaskar 1979, Rohini in 1979, etc., are useful in successful conducting nuclear tests, in telecasting education, weather, and getting information about minerals through remote sensing system. In the last 1 decade, we have made significant progress in the fields of telecommunication and information technology through computer, internet, mobile, smartphone, tablet, fax, email, Twitter, and computer, WhatsApp, and so now India is considered in the race of developed nations. So students, now because of our tremendous progress in this all scientific temper and all, in this technology and all, we are now considered in the developed nations. Applications of computer is successful in administration at large, mainly for indirect use of environment, preservation and carbon credit. So students, we have been tremendously developing and coming into now developed countries. The use of biotechnology in industries, energy, agriculture, health, and continuous research and development in that field has resulted in the maxims like Digital India and Make in India world famous. Students, you know, nowadays everything, right now also you are saying online classes, Digital India, many things have been done through this computer, online, everything has been done. Make in India, world famous. Marine research and continuous development, human resources development and harbor development, including education and health sectors, too, are continuously involved in making progress. 21st June has been declared as World Yoga Day by the United Nations, which shows the growing culture, the growing future of India. So students, what? 21st June has been declared as a World Yoga Day by the United Nations. Whole world celebrates that Yoga Day. It shows the glowing future of India, something that is the growth of India, and it's a positive sign for us. It's an encouragement for us to go ahead with our science and technology. 4 marks question, students, you have to learn by heart that question. We have finished this topic over here. See, this question answers you have to write in your fair books. Okay, this all we have already done over here. I am finishing the chapter over here. Have a good day.